Someone thinks of you every night and can no longer keep it to themselves. They're getting ready to say something that could change everything between you two. It's a true feeling, full of intensity, waiting for the right moment to be revealed. This declaration is about to happen. Are you ready to hear something that could completely transform how you see this connection? This person doesn't just think of you. They feel you in every moment of the day. There is a restlessness in their heart, a mix of courage and fear, as if they are on the brink of a leap that could change everything. Every word they rehearse, every thought they formulate has one single aim: to touch your heart. They notice the details, cherish the moments, and imagine what it would be like if you knew what they feel. It's not a fleeting passion, nor an impulse. It is something that has grown silently, nurtured by each encounter, every smile, every exchange of glances. It's as if you have become part of the air they breathe, and now they are decided. Sleepless nights are no longer just for dreaming of you. They know they need to act. They are writing a message, choosing words that carry the truth of this feeling. It won't be easy, but they believe it's worth the risk. You are worth it. If you could hear their thoughts right now, you would know how carefully each word is being chosen. They don't want to scare you, they don't want to intrude, but they also no longer want to hide what they feel. It's as if something is pushing them, as if destiny is whispering that the time to speak has come. Maybe you've already felt something different in their gestures, in the glances that last a little longer than usual. Or maybe not. Maybe this declaration will come as a surprise, something you never imagined. But regardless of that, they are ready to take the risk. Therefore, this message is not just a warning, it is an invitation for you to make room in your heart, if only for a moment, to hear what it has to say. As it doesn't expect you to feel the same immediately, but it hopes you understand how genuine this feeling is, and if you already know who this person is, if you've already felt that there is something more between you, maybe this is the chance to open the doors to something new. Something that can completely transform the way you see what it means to love and be loved. She is coming, and with her the truth she carries in her heart. Be ready. She can no longer ignore the weight of what she feels. Every time you talk, the barrier that keeps her silent seems more fragile, as if at any moment it could give way, and everything she's kept inside would overflow. And, honestly, that doesn't scare her anymore. What really scares her is the possibility of never having the chance to tell you. This feeling has a name: you. It's in the details she notices about you that perhaps you don't even see. In the way your smile appears suddenly, in your almost unintentional gestures but that leave deep marks on her. It's the way you are present, even when you're not close. She has been imagining what your reaction will be. Will you accept these words? Will you push her away? She doesn't know, but she is willing to take the risk because the silence hurts more than any response you might give. It hurts not knowing if this love has the chance to grow, to be reciprocated, or even to turn into something even stronger than it already is. Therefore, when the declaration comes, and it will come, it won't be just an impulsive gesture. It will be the result of sleepless nights pondering if she should open her heart. It will reflect all the courage she gathered to say something that to her is so gigantic that it barely fits into words. And here comes the most important part. You have the power to change everything for her. Yes, everything. One response from you, whatever it may be, will have a huge impact, and she knows that. But that doesn't stop her, because the possibility of you saying yes is worth any risk, any fear, any pain. She doesn't want to force anything, nor put pressure on you. This declaration is not a demand. It is not an ultimatum. It is a surrender of everything she is, everything she feels to you, and what you do with it will be in your hands. You might ask, why now? Why didn't she say this before? Because it's not always easy to admit something so profound. Because sometimes we wait for the right moment, only to realize it never comes. And now, she has chosen to stop waiting and create this moment. For you, for her, for what can be built between the two of you. She has imagined all possible scenarios. If you reject her, she will move on, but she will never regret being honest. If you give her a chance, she will do everything to make this connection something special, something worth living for. She just wants you to know this, that what she feels is real, that it's not fleeting, that it's not just desire, but something that comes from the soul. And if you already feel something for her, if you have already noticed that there is something special, then this could be the beginning of something bigger. But if that's not the case, she only hopes that you receive this message with the same honesty with which it was created, because at the end of the day, all she wants is the truth, even if that truth is different from what she hopes for. Now you have the choice. You can wait for this declaration, you can prepare for it, or you can even take the first step and open the door for this conversation before it comes to you. What matters is that you know that there is someone right now thinking about how to tell you what she feels for you. Someone who believes you deserve to know the truth. Someone who no longer wants to hide what they feel, even if it leaves them vulnerable. Because to them, you're worth it. You're worth the risk, the courage, the weight. You're worth everything. If this message reminds you of someone, perhaps it's time to look at that person with new eyes. Maybe it's time to listen, to feel, to perceive what's behind the gestures, the looks, the words they haven't yet said. Because when that declaration comes, it will come with all the strength of someone who has nothing left to lose and everything to gain. They don't expect perfection. They don't expect you to have all the answers or to know what to do with what you're about to hear. All they wish is for you to listen, to be open, at least for a moment, to understand how significant this is for them. This declaration isn't about placing the weight of the world on you, but about offering something they've never been able to offer anyone else, the truth of what they feel. It's not easy to put a heart into words. Every letter they're choosing to tell you carries a story, a memory, an emotion that in some way is connected to you. It wasn't something that happened overnight. It was a feeling that grew over time, silent but constant, until it became impossible to ignore. They know that vulnerability can be scary. They know that opening their heart is running the risk of getting hurt. But they also know that living with this feeling trapped inside them is even more painful. So they chose courage. They chose you. And now all they ask, even if in silence, is for you to be willing to listen. It may be that when this declaration arrives, you feel caught by surprise. It may be that you already suspected this but were never sure. Either way, the moment she opens her heart will be one of the most authentic and sincere you have ever experienced, because there's nothing truer than a feeling that is offered without asking for anything in return. And make no mistake, she does not expect immediate reciprocity. She does not expect guarantees. All she wants is a chance to show that what she feels for you is different, special, unique. A chance to prove that there is something between you two worth exploring. And even if you don't feel the same, even if things don't go the way she hopes, she will accept it. Because what matters to her is honesty. She watches you with a care you might never have noticed. Every word you say, every gesture, every choice you make, all of these are like pieces of a puzzle she tries to assemble to understand who you really are. Not because she wants to idealize you, but because she wants to truly know you. She wants to know who you are entirely, and not just the version the world sees. And now she is about to show herself completely too. No masks, no games, no defenses. She will show you who she is with all her imperfections, with all her insecurities, but also with all the strength of what she feels for you. Because in the end, she believes that the only way to truly love is by being authentic. If you could feel what she feels for you, maybe you would understand why this declaration is so important. It's not just about confessing love. It's about giving you something she has never given anyone else, the power to decide what happens next. She is putting the fate of this feeling in your hands, and this is not something she does lightly. Maybe you wonder why she chose this moment to speak. The answer is simple. She doesn't want to waste any more time. She no longer wants to be stuck in uncertainty, in the what-ifs. She wants to know. She wants you to know. She wants to give this feeling a chance, no matter what the outcome may be. And here is what she wants you to know. More than anything else, what she feels for you is real. It is not something she made up. It is not something she can simply erase. It is something that is there inside her, living, pulsing, waiting for this moment. She knows that love is a risk. She knows that opening her heart puts her in a vulnerable position. But she also knows that, without this, she can never find out what could have been. And to her, you are worth that risk, worth every moment of doubt, every sleepless night, every rehearsed word. Now the question is, what will you do with this? When she finally tells you how she feels, will you be ready to listen? Will you be willing to give it a chance, even a small one, to explore what could develop between you? Or will you choose to close this door before even seeing what's on the other side? Whatever your choice, she is prepared to accept it. Because for her, the most important thing is not the outcome. The most important thing is that you understand how special you are, how much you mean, how much you have changed her life, even without realizing it. And when that moment arrives, when the words are finally spoken, all she hopes for is that you will be sincere, because in the end, that is what matters, the truth. It doesn't matter if it will be sweet or bitter, if it will be the beginning of something new or the end of a dream. What matters is that it is real. You need to understand that this is not an easy decision for her. Every step until now was taken with care, with doubts that almost made her give up, but also with the strength of something that can no longer be ignored. This statement is not about what she expects from you, but about what she needs to do for herself, to lift this weight, this doubt, and finally be honest about what she feels. She knows that love doesn't come with guarantees. She does not expect promises of a forever, but she believes in possibilities. She believes that the connection between you is real, and even if you haven't noticed it, there is something that binds you. Perhaps it is tenuous, perhaps it is something you haven't put into words, but it is there, and she feels it. There is a reason she hasn't spoken before. It wasn't a lack of courage, but respect. Respect for you, for your time, for your life. She didn't want to intrude, she didn't want to pressure you, but now she realizes that silence is also a form of lying, and she doesn't want that. Not with you, not with something so important. So, she chose the truth. And with this choice comes risk, yes, but also freedom. The freedom to be who she is, to show what she feels, and to finally tell you what you mean to her. Because even if there is no reciprocity, she knows that honesty is the only way to move forward, with or without you. She has rehearsed this conversation countless times, thought of every way to start, all the words she could use, all the possible outcomes, but she knows that in the end it doesn't matter how she says it. What matters is that you listen, that you allow these words to reach the place where they need to go. Maybe you are reading this and feeling the weight of this responsibility. Maybe it scares you, or maybe it awakens something you didn't even know was there. Whatever the case, the moment is coming. And when it arrives, she only asks for one thing, that you be truthful. It doesn't matter if it's a yes or a no, but that it is genuine. She doesn't want illusions. She doesn't want something forced or built on unrealistic expectations. All she wants is the chance to say, I feel something for you, something that goes beyond what I can explain, and I don't want to hide it anymore. That sentence may seem simple, but it carries a universe within it. It carries sleepless nights, contained tears, stolen smiles, and above all, hope. Hope that somehow you can see in her what she sees in you. And if you feel something for her but never had the courage to say it, maybe this is the moment. Maybe this declaration is not just the end of silence, but the beginning of something that both of you were waiting for. Something that can be built with time, with patience, with the sincerity that only exists when both are willing to try. On the other hand, if what she feels for you is not reciprocated, she will understand. It won't be easy, of course. Nobody likes to see their hopes crumble. But she is strong. She knows that true love doesn't compel, doesn't force, doesn't manipulate. And above all, she knows that she deserves someone who loves her the same way she is willing to love. This declaration, therefore, is not just about you. It is about her, too. About who she is, about what she wants, about what she is willing to face to be true to herself. And that in itself is already an act of courage. So when that moment comes, remember this. Remember that these words come from a deep and genuine place. Remember that regardless of your response, you are facing something rare, something many people spend their entire lives without experiencing, the honesty of a pure love. Now, all that remains is time, the moment when the words will finally be spoken. And when that happens, you will have the chance to decide. Decide what to do, what to feel, what to build and or not. And that's okay, whatever the path, she is ready. Because in the end, true love is this, a surrender. And she is willing to surrender. Now that you have come this far, You might be wondering what to do with all of this. It's not easy to deal with such intense feelings, but they are what truly connect us. This person doesn't expect perfection or promises. She just wants you to be open, to listen, to feel, and who knows, to allow something new to happen. And you? Have you ever been through something similar? Have you ever had to choose between silence and the courage to expose what you feel? Leave your opinion in the comments. I want to know how you see all of this. If this text has touched you, leave your like and share. This might be what someone needs to gather the courage to take the next step. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content like this, about feelings and connections that transform lives. After all, everything can start with a word or a gesture. Who knows, maybe the next story told here will be yours.